So it turns out neuroscience has figured out why it seems so hard to be present. We assume that to be present, we must do something, like breathe deeply, focus our attention, and do enough reps to establish mental discipline. But brain imaging shows the opposite. When you try to control your mind, your prefrontal cortex lights up like a city skyline at night. You are creating the same kind of noise you're trying to silence. Science now confirms what pinnacle wisdom teachings have always taught. You cannot make yourself present. But the good news is you don't have to. I know this might sting if you've been meditating for years. Like most of my students, you might wonder if it's all been for nothing. It hasn't. But what I'm about to tell you, if you open yourself to it, has the power to stop those years from becoming decades. Ram Dass said, "Do you want to be a meditator or do you want to be free?" If you want to keep searching for what's right in front of your face, there's nothing for you here. But if you want it pointed out to you, give me 8 minutes. Trying to be present is like trying to make your heart beat. It's actually impossible to not be present. This has never occurred for anyone ever. What we mean when we say, "I'm not present," is actually, I'm distracted thinking about the past or future. But when is that thinking occurring? It's of course occurring in the present. Most meditation teachings leave us with the impression that to be present, we have to clear the mind. And this clear mind is easy to want when you don't like your thoughts. So now, instead of only thinking about what your boss said yesterday, you think about what your boss said yesterday and how to stop thinking about what your boss said yesterday. I spoke with a student last week who was doing this exact dance. First, he was ruminating on his work performance. Second, he was feeling he wasn't doing enough. Third, he was trying to use meditation to stop ruminating. And fourth, he was getting frustrated that his meditation wasn't working. So I called and guided him to simply rest as the aware space in which all those dance steps were occurring. He said, "Yeah, I get it, but I still want to do something about it." To which I said, "No, if you still want to do something about it, you don't get it." And we both had a good laugh. As long as you try to do anything about any of this, you are only creating more of the very mental activity you're hoping to dissolve. The only solution is to recognize that you are not the rumination, nor even the person who is ruminating, but rather, you are the space in which the rumination and the person ruminating appears. How could it be otherwise? Every rumination, every anxiety you've ever experienced has appeared and disappeared within this always clear, always perceiving space. Awareness. Rumination disappears. Awareness remains. Frustration disappears. Awareness remains. The very sense of a self who ruminates and is anxious disappears. Awareness remains. Awareness perceives even the deepest daydream with perfect clarity. But you don't yet recognize that clarity. So you feel you must do something about the contents of awareness to clear it up. And only when it's cleared up do you take yourself to be present. This is like polishing a mirror to try to get rid of its reflections. And in your desperation, you get your greasy fingerprints all over it. Then you say, look, the mirror is dirty. It's not clear. But it is clear still. The mirror is now perfectly reflecting your greasy fingerprints. Only from the typical perspective are these experienced as obscurations. The mirror, awareness, beholds whatever is within it impartially. The mirror is never not reflecting just because there's a pile of garbage in it. When you simply recognize the mirror's inherent, uninterrupted clarity, now you enjoy a different perspective. Now you see that what comes into the mirror cannot diminish its clarity. Now you see that what comes into the mirror is indeed only a reflection. And of course, the mere reflection of garbage doesn't itself stink. So from this perspective, you're less reactive to the garbage. You stop kicking it around and making an even bigger mess. Now you're no longer looping on your past work performance. You free up the very energy you need to perform well at work. So stop trying to make your mind clear and recognize instead that you already see all that occurs with perfect clarity, whatever it is. When you have too much to drink this Christmas, recognize that you see your double vision with perfect clarity. Stop trying to be present and recognize that even the most vivid visualization of the past is occurring right now. And recognize that your desire to change the mind from one state to another is just a reflection too. Make this recognition right now, and right now, and right now. Rest as reflections move through the mirror without ever diminishing its clarity. Rest. Rest as the space in which everything is occurring, just for a brief moment. And another. And another. And another. This is the only way you'll ever be truly at peace. Now, if you're struggling to recognize what I'm pointing to here, or if you're yet to deepen and stabilize your recognition, I've designed a 1-minute diagnostic to identify your blockage. Click the link in the description below to run it. And one more thing, this channel is small, but its message is vital. If you think what we explored today could help someone else, please tap the like button and leave a comment. This tells YouTube to share this teaching with the people who need it. Subscribe if you want to stay with us. I'll have more for you soon.